us right away that we're going to house you, we're going to feed you, and every single one of his medical bills is just all taken care of.
Saber que el tratamiento es completamente gratis nos quita una preocupación de encima.
We have phenomenal research, outstanding clinical care, and the generosity of public, which allow us to treat patients regardless of what it takes. And that's what makes St. Jude so magical.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, families never receive a bill for treatment, travel, housing, or food, because the only thing a family should worry about is helping their child live.
Doctors send us the toughest cases to be treated at St. Jude, and our patients come from all over the world.
When we come here, they told me, don't worry, everything will be taken care of. We could never repay St. Jude for what they've given us.
Because of you.
Gracias a ti.
Because of you.
There is St. Jude.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande, philsgang.com. You know, it used to be, hey, what's that hot stock? There's no hot stocks anymore. You know what it's all about now? It's identifying when to get in the market, when to get out. And why? Because the market is rigged. It's rigged to go up. There's nothing better. It's rigged to go up. It's called quantitative easing. Join my gang, philsgang.com. Have fun with us in a rigged market.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. At philsgang.com, we promote core technicals and chart analysis that enables each Philsgang member to be the best investor they can be. At philsgang.com, stock investing is defined in detail by the Philsgang standards. Working together, we achieve our goals and ultimately provide a truly unique profit-taking experience for our members. This is what philsgang.com does, and no one does it better than the off-the-Wall Street maverick, Phil Grande. For over 15 years, Phil coaches and teaches that stock investing diversity goes beyond fundamentals and stories. We believe that amazing things happen when people invest in themselves by following Phil's format and recommendations. At philsgang.com, we believe in the desire to embrace, build, and deliver on our core values and promises. And for over 15 years, Phil Grande has delivered on that promise. For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. There is only one talk show host, Phil Grande, who delivers both social and financial talk. Not even Hannity or Rush can deliver a 1-2 punch like that. That's Phil Grande, philsgang.com. Phil Grande is unique, the industry leader, the first talk show host ever to combine social issues and finance into winning stock market ideas. That's Phil Grande, philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
From the perspective of the U.S. economy, I think we've seen continuing signs of strength.
Continuing signs of strength? What are you, nuts? Household spending dropped to its lowest level since 2008. Retail sales dropped to its lowest level in 9 years. Wages to its lowest level in 30 years. Disposable income to its lowest level in 40 years. Home ownership to its lowest level in 30 years. What's he talking about? That's Jack Lew, our Treasury Secretary. We can't trust anything that comes out of Washington or Wall Street. And that's why I want you to join Phil's Gang. My name is Phil Grande of philsgang.com. Well, the reason you stay away from the stock market because you're fearful, because no one has taught you how to invest. You go to school to learn how to do math. You go to school to learn how to drive. Why don't you go to school to learn how to invest using charts? Join my gang, philsgang.com, the best teaching format in the country when it comes to stocks.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande, philsgang.com. I'm here to help you. I'm tired, and you should be tired, of listening to these financial shows like CNBC where they're all geniuses and they're always wrong. Look, stop worrying about the price to book and the price to sales and all the stuff they tell you think you need to know. You don't need to know any of that. Anybody can make money in the stock market using charts. It's about money flow. Join my gang, philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
Middle-class economics works.
Works? Where? Show me where it works. You tell us the unemployment rate is 5.1%, and you only get to 5.1% by making sure people don't have a job. Think of August. August, the unemployment rate went down to 5.1% because 200,000 people couldn't find a job. If they found a job, our unemployment rate would be at 10%. Isn't this amazing? Hi, I'm Phil Grande of philsgang.com. Aren't you sick of this stuff? Aren't you sick of these politicians? They keep lying to us. And you know, Wall Street does too. And how many times have you said, boy, I hate Wall Street. I hate the stock market. But that's the best place in the world to make money. But you need a lesson. You need a lesson on how to invest. That's where I come in. Join my gang, philsgang.com. It's the best teaching format in the country when you want to learn how to invest in stocks. philsgang.com.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. 877-600-4264.
Our economy has been moving.
Yeah, in the wrong direction. This is the same guy that told us we could keep our doctor and we could keep our health insurance. Hi, I'm Phil Grande, philsgang.com. Look, I have the best teaching format in the country when it comes to learning how to invest in stocks. People will tell you that. Look, we can't listen to Wall Street. We can't listen to our government. We listen to our charts. That's why you join philsgang.com. Food stamps have exceeded 45 million for 50 straight months. And he's telling us things are good. What are you, nuts?
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. The stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me.
It's your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grande.
The stronger dollar, higher rates, and the ongoing collapse in commodities, crude, credit, and the curve is pretty much a perfect storm for gold, about 11% year to date. So it's all about the Benjamins on this chart. Above this blue line here, the 1100 level, I might cover some shorts because you get a little refund.
Unbelievable. Welcome to Phil's Gang, coast to coast around the country, off the Wall Street Radio Network. Everyone's talking about gold. When will gold stop going down? When will it go up? It's going to continue to go down as long as the Federal Reserve is in business, because the Federal Reserve suppresses gold. Because the Federal Reserve, as I told you many times, do not sell gold. They sell dollars. And they hate gold. Because when gold's doing well, it controls the interest rate. They don't want the interest rate to be controlled by gold. The Federal Reserve with the printing machine. If you had a printing machine, wouldn't you want to control interest rates? That's how you control the bubbles. I mean, think about the bubbles we have. All we have is bubbles. Ever since we have moved all our jobs offshore, the only way that the big boys, the 1 percentile who run this country, who run everything, who own everybody, who own our Congress, so they can make whatever decisions, whatever laws they want to make that benefits them. Think about this. Bubbles. They created bubbles. The only way they can make money. If you take the printing machine away from them, you take the dollar that they print away from them, the interest away from them, shut them down, we can get back to a normal economy. This bubble economy, boom to bust, boom to bust. It makes a lot of money for traders, no question about that. You can make a fortune. That's why I'm in this business. That's why I teach people every day the advantages of being in the stock market, not dealing with fundamentals, not worrying about market caps or trailing PE. Yesterday we did a cut on, my hair was hurting when we were talking about Apple. This guy comes on talking about all the stuff about Apple, why you should buy Apple, and he explained to us why it's going down. And the jibber jabber I heard, I mean, my hair was hurting. Here, I'll play it again. It's crazy.
The street is lowering estimates. And one of the reasons why they're lowering the estimates is when you look at the smartphone unit growth, as Josh accurately points out, we're late cycle, it's mature, and the comps are very difficult right now. The December and March comps in terms of year-on-year unit growth, you're looking at 46 to 40%. So where's the bottom going to be in terms of unit growth and the comps? That's probably in the March quarter. Second half of the year, you're going to get the iPhone 7. You introduce the next cycle. But I think the most important thing, Scott, and why you hold Apple is because Apple is in the transition mode. We are now focusing away from smartphone unit growth, and we're
Oh, God. Transition mode. Yeah, it's in transmission mode. All right, transition mode. From it really sucking as a stock to really sucking big as a stock. That's the transition mode. It's getting worse as a stock. These people are incredible. Just absolutely incredible when they talk about Apple. Everybody owns Apple stock. But see, this is what we have when we have a Federal Reserve. This is what we create. See, we could clean up Wall Street if we get rid of the Federal Reserve. See, we could clean up the boom to bust bubbles. Those would be gone. And we clean up all this misinformation we get, all the stupidity. We can clean up Washington, lying. I mean, think what Washington is. Lying, hatred for the truth, dishonesty, self-serving. It's the cornerstone of Washington. That's what that is. That's a cornerstone. We got to clean all this up. This is why we need somebody strong as a president. God. Here, let me give you some more Apple. I mean, it just drives me crazy. Listen to this.
Yeah, I think you should, right? I mean, they have a large amount of cash that's trapped overseas, and I think Apple has done a lot of innovative things by raising debt offshore to try to bring some of the money back in terms of doing a better cap allocation. But to the extent they can get that 180 billion back overseas at a very attractive repatriation, I think a lot of that could potentially end up back in the shareholder pocket. So
now they're talking about raising debt offshore, transitions, cycles. Monetizing the customers. It's ridiculous. It's real simple. Apple. It turned from green to red. And when it turned from green to red, that is a signal. It turned from green to red. And that was on December 8th. Green to red. Actually the 9th. It was at $115. I mean 117. It dropped down to 105, 117 to 105. Now, it's a 10% profit you would have without having to learn about transferring or raising cash offshore or late cycles or transition cycles. Or who cares about that? All I know, if I'm an investor and I got money in Apple, I just put up my chart, and when it's green, I buy it. When it's red, I sell it short. I make money both sides. Look, when it was red and turned to green on October 20th, it was at $110 and went up to $123. It stayed green to $123. That's 11% profit. Cut it in half. Say you got 5%. What is wrong with that? If you make 5% a month on every stock, you have 5% a month in the market, that's 72% return. Now, nobody's going to do that. But are you telling me you don't think you could make a decent 10% return on your money, minimum 10%, by knowing when the stock is going to go up and when the stock is going to go down? To anticipate that? You're telling me there's no technology today that can anticipate when BlackRock is going to pull their money out of Apple? When Bank of New York Mellon is going to pull their money out of Apple? Are you saying there's no technology today that will do that on a chart? Of course there is. But to hear this nonsense, see, people really believe when they hear these people talking about Apple or some other stock, that they really believe they need to know this stuff to buy a stock. It's crazy. I don't know how I got on this today. How did I get on this, JR? I don't know how I got on this. But I'm telling you, we need a change. See, we need a real change in this country. And Cruz will give us a change. Trump will give us a change for sure. Now, either one of them will ever become president because it's rigged already. The Republican Party's already rigged it to make sure they're not president. When they go to the convention, I mean, they're going to make sure that the deal is cut, that the delegates are not going to give either one of those guys. Even if we want them, they're not going to give it to us. The Republicans are so crooked, they're not going to do it. They're not going to give Trump or Cruz denomination. Even though they know all the people in the Republican Party, mass majority of people in the Republican Party, want Trump, he will never get it. They'll make sure that Rubio gets it, or they'll make sure that Bush gets it, even though they're number 3 and Trump is number 40. This is unbelievable. Now, February 1, we got Iowa. February 9th, we got New Hampshire. And then we got March 1, Super Tuesday. We'll talk about that and how this affects the stock market and your investments when we get back.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
They just told us right away that we're going to house you, we're going to feed you, and every single one of his medical bills is just all taken care of.
Saber que el tratamiento es completamente gratis nos quita una preocupación de encima.
We have phenomenal research, outstanding clinical care, and the generosity of public, which allow us to treat patients regardless of what it takes. And that's what makes St. Jude so magical.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, families never receive a bill for treatment, travel, housing, or food, because the only thing a family should worry about is helping their child live.
Doctors send us the toughest cases to be treated at St. Jude, and our patients come from all over the world.
When we come here, they told me, don't worry, everything's been taken care of. We could never repay St. Jude for what they've given us.
Because of you.
Gracias a ti.
Because of you.
There is St. Jude.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande, philsgang.com. It's Christmas season. That's right. Everybody loves Christmas, and the favorite color of Christmas is green and red. You see it everywhere. Well, that's my favorite color, too. And it's my favorite color of my gang, because we have Christmas year-round. How does that happen? We have what we call PT2, a wonderful tool. It turns green when it tells us the institutions are buying a stock, and it turns red when they're taking their money out. Nothing better. Green to buy, red to sell. Oh, I know you've heard this stuff before, and it doesn't seem silly and all that, but it works. It works. It's Christmas time year-round here at Phil's Gang. It really is. Check it out. Call or go to my site, philsgang.com. Check out the PT2. You'll love it, and you're just in time because they are going to start rallying oil stocks. And when it turns green, we will be in position to buy. Join my gang, philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande, philsgang.com. You know, it used to be, hey, what's that hot stock? There's no hot stocks anymore. You know what it's all about now? It's identifying when to get in the market, when to get out. And why? Because the market is rigged. It's rigged to go up. There's nothing better. It's rigged to go up. It's called quantitative easing. Join my gang, philsgang.com. Have fun with us in a rigged market.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande of Phil's Gang. You know, on May 29th, I warned that a stock market crash was coming. I also warned in July. Both times, I was watching my technology, my PT2 chart, and it turned from green to red. Both in May and July, we had substantial warnings. We saw the industrials fall. We saw that the Chinese market was falling, was getting worse. Oil was falling. Copper was falling. Everything was falling. But again, CNBC was telling you, hey, things are cheap. Diversify. Everything's wonderful. But my chart was giving me something different. And on both those occasions, both in May and July, I told my gang, let's short the stock market now because my PT2 chart indicated a sell-off was coming in. And we did. And we had a wonderful ride all the way down. Join my gang, Phil's Gang.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. 877-600-4264. There is only one talk show host, Phil Grande, who delivers both social and financial talk. Not even Hannity or Rush can deliver a 1-2 punch like that. That's Phil Grande, philsgang.com. Phil Grande is unique, the industry leader, the first talk show host ever to combine social issues and finance into winning stock market ideas. That's Phil Grande, philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
generally agree that monetary policy was not the main reason for the housing bubble.
What are you, nuts? Of course, monetary policy was the reason for the housing bubble. That's Ben Bernanke. Hi, I'm Phil Grande, philsgang.com. He's lying. Listen to this. In December 2000, interest rates were 6.5%. Within the next 30 months, Bernanke dropped them down to 1%. Because of that, mortgage originations grew from 1.5 trillion to 5 trillion. That was by the end of 2003. The housing bubble was inflated, and it was continued being fueled by his policies, which eventually we saw mortgages that grew from 28 trillion mortgage to 50 trillion. He lied. But here's the important thing. We were able to take advantage of that here at Phil's Gang, and we were able to make money because of it. Join my gang, philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Welcome back to the Phil's Gang Show. This segment is brought to you by Phil's Talking Trader Stock Charts.
I don't know if I would be trading too much in here, as I say, because it's pretty funky time of the year and funky markets.
The markets are always funky. What's he talking about? Welcome back to Phil's Gang. Okay. Yes, it is a funky time, meaning that tomorrow, today, yesterday, same thing, and today, tomorrow, very few people are the big boys who make the stock market go up and down, the institutions. Remember, it's the small retail customer like you and me. We don't make stocks go up and down. It's the institutions like Northern Trust Corporation and Dodge and Cox and Franklin Resources. When they buy big, they buy huge. They move the stocks up, they move the stocks down. And the advantage of that is that whatever direction the stock is going, the energy that stock is going, the amount of stock they're buying, okay, influences the price. So all you have to do is design the technology to identify, okay, the energy, the shares that are being traded, and which influences the price. So you know, okay, it's turned from red to green. Let's buy it. Or it's turned from green to red. Let's sell it short. And in today, just today alone, let's take Starbucks. The stock in one day, and that's one of our stocks we watch every day, Starbucks. We on a short side, shorting it, it went down about 5%. Now, what's wrong with that? 5%. You got 3% in one day on it. What's wrong with that? It had a 5% drop. So you got 3%. You got 4% return in one day. What do you get in the bank? Caterpillar. That's one of our 5 stocks. Remember, Caterpillar, Goldman Sachs, Schlumberger, Intel, IBM. Every day we watch those. Those are the ones we invest in. So just in one move today, a 4% return. One move. That's it. So it's not hard. It really isn't. And it makes sense. Rather than sitting around and listening to these people on CNBC or these other shows that give you all this nonsense that don't mean anything. I'll make sure it's simple. I'll explain why, what's going on. And by staying with just 5 stocks, you don't get confused. We have easy control over those 5 stocks because we anticipate, because you got just 5. And that's all you need. So join my gang. Let me give you the number, 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-GANG. And Steve and Denise are there. They will take your call. They're here, right here. They're not in Guam or somewhere. Okay, they're right here. So they understand English. They talk English. You'll be able to talk with them, and they'll get you going. It's $49.95. That's it. And then when you start, then after you few days or a few weeks, then you can start buying your chart. Because you need charts. You need the tools. Okay. Let's talk about, again, I'm talking about, we hope that Trump, okay, or at least, I mean, Cruz too, I mean, maybe he'd be it, but they're not going to have a shot, but we need them. See, like I said, lying, hatred for the truth, dishonesty, and self-serving, really self-serving is cornerstone. And where did we see that this week? That's going to hurt your investments, especially if you're retired. A guy by the name of Paul Ryan. There's nobody worse than Paul Ryan. He's a backstabber. He works with Obama behind the scenes against his own people, the conservatives. You talk about a self-serving. Look what he did. In the middle of the night, he passes what they call an omnibus bill. Now, what is that? It's a fancy name that just simply means that when you get a lousy, filthy politician like him, and he doesn't want us to see what's going on, they package all these special bills and they put them in one big bill. So, and they get, it's all pork. It's all pork. It's all special interest. So they put it in one bill, and nobody reads it, and he pushes it through in the middle of the night, and he gets paid for doing that. 120 million Americans are out of work, but Ryan takes $2.1 million paid by lobbyists. They paid him money, $2.1 million, so that when he goes back to the first district of Wisconsin, when he's got to run again, he's got all that money in his pocket to buy TV time and so forth. And what he did, he screwed 120 million Americans out of work. In that bill, he had, remember, all these lobbyists, the lobbyists from construction, hotel, motel, services, industries, trucking industry, food service industry, food processing industry, forestry service industry, all kinds of industries like that. He accepted $2.1 million to put through for them a bill where every year he's able to bring in people from out of the country through a visa that will work for nothing, that will take the jobs of the people who are already Americans who are already in these industries. They will lose their jobs. That's unbelievable. We have 120 million Americans out of work. And now if you're working for one of these industries, truck driving, food processing, construction, hotel, motel, forestry, you're going to lose your job. Because this guy got paid to make sure that he provides enough visas for foreigners to come in, to get into this country, to take the jobs that we just talked about right here. Isn't that pathetic? That is terrible. This is bad. And you and I, as taxpayers, will provide in this bill, more than $1.6 billion to resettle 10,000 kids who come across the border without parents. And you and I, he passed a bill where we're going to pay to resettle these kids arriving in the United States. And the worst thing is not so much paying for it, is that he's advancing by doing it. He, a conservative, a Republican, is advancing the agenda for the Democrats, liberal Democrats, which helps Hillary Clinton get into the White House. Can you imagine this double-crossing guy? Not to mention $2.1 million he puts in his pocket. This is unbelievable. We'll be right back after this break, and we'll take a look at some gold stocks.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande, philsgang.com, Phil's Gang Radio Show. You know, we just went through a 1,900-point stock market drop, fastest drop ever in 2 days. Most of you panicked. At Phil's Gang, we didn't look at it as a crash. We looked at it as an opportunity because we were short. Why? Because I was able to teach my students how to read a chart, so in advance, they would know that the market was going to go down. It's all about learning. It's always amazed me, our whole life. Someone teaches us to play baseball. Someone teaches us to ski. Someone teaches us how to drive a car. But there's nobody there to teach you how to invest in a stock. And that's where I come in. I think I have the best teaching format in the country. Check it out. It's philsgang.com. So you'll be so comfortable, you don't care if the market's going down or the market's going up. Join my gang, philsgang.com.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. 877-600-4264. 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande, philsgang.com, Phil's Gang Radio Show. You know, we just went through a 1,900-point stock market drop, fastest drop ever in 2 days. Most of you panicked. At Phil's Gang, we didn't look at it as a crash. We looked at it as an opportunity because we were short. Why? Because I was able to teach my students how to read a chart so in advance they would know that the market was going to go down. It's all about learning. It's always amazed me, our whole life, someone teaches us to play baseball, someone teaches us to ski, someone teaches us how to drive a car. But there's nobody there to teach you how to invest in a stock. And that's where I come in. I think I have the best teaching format in the country. Check it out. It's philsgang.com. So you'll be so comfortable. You don't care if the market's going down or the market's going up. Join my gang, philsgang.com.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. 877-600-4264. 877-600-4264.
Generally agree that monetary policy was not the main reason for the housing bubble.
What are you, nuts? Of course, monetary policy was the reason for the housing bubble. That's Ben Bernanke. Hi, I'm Phil Grande, philsgang.com. He's lying. Listen to this. In December 2000, interest rates were 6.5%. Within the next 30 months, Bernanke dropped them down to 1%. Because of that, mortgage originations grew from 1.5 trillion to 5 trillion. That was by the end of 2003. The housing bubble was inflated, and it was continued being fueled by his policies, which eventually we saw mortgages that grew from 28 trillion mortgage to 50 trillion. He lied. But here's the important thing. We were able to take advantage of that here at Phil's Gang, and we were able to make money because of it. Join my gang, philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
AMVA, and I've lost over 30K on it, but it had excellent earnings the last several quarters, and if they make the cameras and drone equipment, I don't know why it's so weak these days.
It's so weak these days because you don't pay attention to what they make. You don't care about their earnings. The problem is the institutions are pulling their money out, and that's all you need to know, and that's what we identify in the chart, and that's why I become a Phil's Gang member.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
Middle-class economics works.
Works? Where? Show me where it works. You tell us the unemployment rate is 5.1%, and you only get to 5.1% by making sure people don't have a job. Think of August. August, the unemployment rate went down to 5.1% because 200,000 people couldn't find a job. If they found a job, our unemployment rate would be at 10%. Isn't this amazing? Hi, I'm Phil Grande of philsgang.com. Aren't you sick of this stuff? Aren't you sick of these politicians? They keep lying to us. And you know, Wall Street does too. And how many times have you said, boy, I hate Wall Street. I hate the stock market. But that's the best place in the world to make money. But you need a lesson. You need a lesson on how to invest. That's where I come in. Join my gang, philsgang.com. It's the best teaching format in the country when you want to learn how to invest in stocks. philsgang.com.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. 877-600-4264.
Our economy has been moving.
Yeah, in the wrong direction. This is the same guy that told us we could keep our doctor and we could keep our health insurance. Hi, I'm Phil Grande, philsgang.com. Look, I have the best teaching format in the country when it comes to learning how to invest in stocks. People will tell you that. Look, we can't listen to Wall Street. We can't listen to our government. We listen to our charts. That's why you join philsgang.com. Food stamps have exceeded 45 million for 50 straight months, and he's telling us things are good. What are you, nuts?
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. You're not a regular listener to Phil's Gang? What, are you nuts? Listen to Phil Grande and check out philsgang.com. Now, here's Phil.
Senator Rand Paul on Sunday said he voted against the $1.1 trillion government spending bill that passed Congress last week because nobody had a chance to read the behemoth legislation. Quote, "It was over $1 trillion. It was all lumped together, 2,242 pages. Nobody read it, so frankly, my biggest complaint is that I have no idea what kinds of things they stuck in the bill," Paul told host John Katzimatidis on the Cats Round Table on New York's AM 970. Quote, "I voted against it because I won't vote for these enormous bills that no one has a chance to read," he added. "It's part of the reason why government is broke."
Unbelievable. Just unbelievable broke. And what amazes me, Paul Ryan Okay, in doing this, now I want you to think how bad this is. So Ryan sets this thing up, which plays right in the hands of liberal Democrats, exactly what they want to help get Hillary in office. So they're going to allow, let's think about this, 10,000 kids. You and I are going to pay $1.6 billion to resettle them when they show up at the border. We're going to let them in. These are 10,000 illegal immigrant children, not accompanied by an adult. And you and I, right through 2018, going to pay $1.6 billion to shelter them, house them, and put them in school. All illegal. Then he turns around, and from the lobbyists, he gets, of course, $2.1 million for his campaign when he runs in Wisconsin, the 1st District of Wisconsin. He's all set. Before that, $2.1 million, he will allow 200,000 illegal adults work visas, 200,000 a year. Every year, 200,000 these illegals will get a work visa. And remember, when they come through, nobody's checking these people. Most of them can be terrorists. But here's what the terrorism is they're taking our jobs. That's the terror. You're working in construction. You lose your job because this guy shows up and he'll work for half the amount. You're working at motel service industry. You lose your job. Somebody from Mexico. You're a truck driver. All of a sudden, gee, we got to lay you off. They replace you with one of these people from Mexico that now has a work visa. And here's the problem with all this. You and I, we get screwed because it affects, especially if you're retired and you have money in the market. Because remember, this is what causes all this expense, all this out-of-control liberal spending, now by a Republican leader, slows our economic growth. We can't grow our way out of the $19 trillion debt or the $600 billion plus in deficits. Let's say $1 trillion because they've been averaging $1 trillion. We can't grow our way out of it with this kind of spending going on. So what they have done with you and me in the stock market, because the economy keeps getting worse because of the terrible spending and the welfare spending, and so they have to take the stock market. When people don't have jobs, people aren't spending money, so a company's earnings drops. So they'll make sure they change the accounting rules. I told you about that yesterday. They'll change the accounting rules. Instead of standard, they use adjusted accounting rules so they don't have to write off most of the expenses to get a better earnings number. And then they borrow money from the Federal Reserve to buy their own shares, so there's fewer shares, so the stock goes up. This is what they've been doing now for 9 years, this fake economy where the stock market is right now, up 200%, all fake. So the reason they have to have this fake economy, because stocks won't go up 200% if you're spending this kind of money that amounts to $19 trillion in debt, this kind of crazy spending, especially welfare, and to pay these people to come over from Mexico and take our jobs. As a result, we need Trump or Cruz to reintroduce bills. We need them to introduce a much-needed tax reform bill, both personal, but mostly for small businesses. We got to get these businesses back on their feet. We got to get rid of all these regulations so we can get our people back to work. So when 200,000 illegals come over from Mexico, they take our jobs, and our people are now out of work. They have to go on unemployment, have to go on welfare. That's a cost. That runs up our deficits. And because people don't have jobs, good paying jobs, they don't go out and buy stuff. So our money that's in our 401ks start going down. The 401 stocks start going down, and they rig it to keep it up. So we need somebody like Trump or Cruz to come in, give us tax reform to fix small businesses. to get rid of the regulations they pile on them. We need small businesses. They strangle small businesses. Small business entrepreneur. Remember, the small business is entrepreneurial. It's the engine of our economy. We get more jobs out of small business than anything else. We need a strong leader like Trump. But here is Cruz trying to support the liberal Democrat. Here's Cruz trying to support. Paul Ryan trying to support the agenda, the liberal agenda that's going to put Hillary Clinton in office. Can you believe this? Let's go take a look at a stock. All right. So when this happens, when you take a stock like gold, or let's not take gold stock. Let's take Ford. Let's take Ford. So what happens to a stock in doing this and giving these visas, putting our people out of work? The increasing deficit, the increasing national debt to $19 trillion. What happens? You don't believe it hurts your stock if it's in your 401k, hurts your retirement? Of course it does. And this is why you got to learn how to sell your stock short. So if you go back and look, in October 26th, Ford gave us a signal. It turned from green to red. And it dropped from $15 or $16 down to $13. Rounding it off. So let's say it's 15%. Let's cut it in half. Let's say 7%. You would have got a 7% return. See, that's what you got to do. See, you got to fight this by making money on the other side. When we have these crazy people, like Paul Ryan, who's helping the agenda of the liberal Democrat to get them in office, and when we do this kind of spending every year, and our national debt keeps going up, then your stock, like Ford, will go down. But what they do is come in and they rig the market to try to keep it up as long as they can. Because then what they do, they introduce phony accounting. So they said, no longer will we do standard accounting. Let's do adjustable accounting called EBITDA. We talked about it yesterday. This is crazy. It's been 9 years since the Fed lowered savings rates to near zero. And they lied and said it was their idea to do that was to spur the economic growth of this country. There's been no economic growth. We're at 1.9%, 2%. That's not progress. That's not restoring the GDP to its potential. It's been more than 9 years keeping interest rates at zero. It has done nothing to grow the economy, nothing to help small businesses, nothing that's going to help your stock up. But so the way they get your stock up is if you take Ford, it's at $15, but it's not worth $15. It's worth probably $7. So that's the bubble. If you take and you have in your mutual fund GE, let's take GE, and that's in your mutual fund. Because of what they're doing, GE stock is at 31. It's really worth about $10. The difference between the 10 and the 31, how did that come about? By, again, quantitative easing, printing money, shoving it into the market, stock buybacks, all this crap. Join my gang today, Phil's gang.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
They just told us right away that we're going to house you, we're going to feed you, and every single one of his medical bills is just all taken care of.
Saber que el tratamiento es completamente gratis nos quita una preocupación de encima.
We have phenomenal research, outstanding clinical care, and the generosity of public, which allow us to treat patients regardless of what it takes. And that's what makes St. Jude so magical.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, families never receive a bill for treatment, travel, housing, or food, because the only thing a family should worry about is helping their child live.
Doctors send us the toughest cases to be treated at St. Jude, and our patients come from all over the world.
When we come here, they told me, don't worry, everything's been taken care of. We could never repay St. Jude for what they've given us.
Because of you.
Gracias a ti.
Because of you.
There is St. Jude.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande of Phil's Gang. Remember, on May 29th and July 28th, I said to short the market. The market was going to experience a correction. How did I know? My PT2. Check it out. This is not a crash for us. We're experiencing a correction because we are now making money on our stocks because we're shorting it. Using our PT2 identify for us when they were pulling their money out, both in May and July, and we were right there to pull our money out too. Join my gang, philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. At philsgang.com, we promote core technicals and chart analysis that enables each Phil's Gang member to be the best investor they can be. At philsgang.com, stock investing is defined in detail by the Phil's Gang standards. Working together, we achieve our goals and ultimately provide a truly unique profit-taking experience for our members. This is what philsgang.com does, and no one does it better than the off-the-Wall Street maverick, Phil Grande. For over 15 years, Phil coaches and teaches that stock investing diversity goes beyond fundamentals and stories. We believe that amazing things happen when people invest in themselves by following Phil's format and recommendations. At philsgang.com, we believe in the desire to embrace, build, and deliver on our core values and promises. And for over 15 years, Phil Grande has delivered on that promise. For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande of philsgang.com. You know, everybody, the hot stocks Apple or Google, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. What people don't understand is every stock is the same. If the institutions buy it, it goes up. If they don't, it goes down. It doesn't matter the name. That's why we use charts to identify money in, money out. Join my gang, philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande of Phil's Gang. You know, on May 29th, I warned that a stock market crash was coming. I also warned in July. Both times, I was watching my technology, my PT2 chart, and it turned from green to red. Both in May and July, we had substantial warnings. We saw the industrials fall. We saw that the market, the Chinese market was falling, was getting worse. Oil was falling, copper was falling, everything was falling. But again, CNBC was telling you, hey, things are cheap, diversify, everything's wonderful. But my chart was giving me something different. And on both those occasions, both in May and July, I told my gang, let's short the stock market now because my PT2 chart indicated a sell-off was coming in. And we did. And we had a wonderful ride all the way down. Join my gang, Phil's Gang.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. 877-600-4264. Welcome back to the Phil's Gang Show. This segment is brought to you by Phil's Talking Trader Stock Charts.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. I want you to wake up every morning and feel, you know what? A little bit of money that I have, it's working for me. I feel safe about it. I don't have to worry about it. I'm making money on my money. And that I know that Phil Grande is overseeing 5 stocks every day, the same 5 wonderful stocks, brand names, Caterpillar, Goldman Sachs, Schlumberger, Intel, IBM. Every day, he uses different charts. And I want you to wake up and just feel, you know, I'm okay. And if the market goes down, I'm going to be okay. I'm going to be okay. Because when the market goes down, matter of fact, I'm going to be really happy when it goes down now. I'm not going to be fearful anymore because when the market goes down, it goes down 10, 15 times faster when it goes up. Because when the institutions pull their money out, you'll hear the phrase, pull their bid out. There's nothing underneath it. And remember, stocks like GE that's at $31, the real value of that stock is like $10. Why? The difference between 10 and 31, how did that happen? Well, by printing money, the Federal Reserve, taking that money, go buying all the bonds, the 10-year treasuries, when we had QE, and then it dropped the interest rates, the yields on the 10-year yield from 2.1 down to 1.1. Made them so unattractive that the institutions, I mean the big countries like the Saudis and the Chinese and Germany and the rest of these countries who invest in our treasuries, that's how we sell our debt, they took their money out and put it in the stock market. Do you know he did this Obama and Bernanke did this for 4 years? PT1, PT2, the twist, PT3. This was QE, PT1, PT2, the twist, and PT3. It was QE 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, actually 4. They screw you up with a twist. But think about what they do. So by forcing the big institutions out of the bond market and pushing them into the stock market, Ford will go from $15 up to $31. The other way it went from 15 to 31 without having sales is they print more money, and then they take the money and give it to companies like IBM and Ford or whatever, and they buy their own shares back. So there's fewer shares left. So their stock goes up. So it's the same thing with IBM. It's the same thing with Dow. It's the same thing with all the stocks. So if you have IBM, the stock is selling for $137. You know what the stock is really worth? Less than half of that. Less than half. Let's say the stock went from, let's say $70. We'll drop the stock, I'll be generous, we'll drop the stock IBM. It's at $137. It's right now, let's say $60. That's about the fair number for it. So how did it get from 60 to 137? I just explained. Not because IBM came out with some new products. Not because IBM found more market share. Not they did more sales. In fact, they get lazy. They don't have to do R&D anymore, research and development. The CEOs don't have to do anything anymore because the CEOs aren't under pressure to grab more market share, to increase their top line sales, to get their stock up by getting their earnings up. So when there's people out of work, 120 million people out of work, and then Obama comes in and puts in stupid Obamacare, which took all these 28 million full-time workers, made them part-time workers, IBM wasn't selling as many products, nor was Apple. Look at Apple. Nobody bought more of their own stock than Apple. So IBM, let's just say 65 to 137. So when it's ready to crack, the market will drop 137 down to its real price. You take Apple, same thing. Why do you think Apple is right now is falling apart? So Apple's not worth right now 104. It's worth about $50. So it went from 50 to 104, same way. Forcing investors out of the bond market to the stock market, doing quantitative easing, pumping $3.7 trillion into the stock market to push stocks up, printing and pushing to the companies $5.4 trillion so they can buy their own shares back. So $5.4 trillion to buy their shares back, $3.7 trillion they printed, pushed in the stock market. That's what pushes the stocks up. Those are called bubbles. Didn't you hear about the dot-com bubble? Didn't you hear about the housing bubble? What do you think this is? You don't think this is a bubble we're in? Stocks go up 200% in 9 years when our economy is going the other way, going down? But they rigged it to the upside. So I want to make sure that you understand how this works. So that when this does blow up, and it will blow up, it will. If anybody thinks in their right mind that Walmart is worth $60, you're out of your mind. It's worth about $25. Difference between 25 and 60 is the QE, is the stock buybacks. So you're going to wake up in the morning from now on, and you're going to say, I have to worry about that anymore. Because all I know is I've been with Phil. I've seen what he does. He stays with those same 5 stocks every day. He knows what they're doing, and he watches his charts. I've seen him do it. And when it changed from red to green, he buys. When it changed from green to red, he sells short. I'm so excited now that I never have to worry again about the market going down. And that's what I want you to believe, and it's true. Because the way the government is so corrupt right now, if they don't let Ted Cruz or they don't let Trump become president, which they're not going to, do you think we're going to get the tax reform we need personally? You think we're going to get the tax reform we need with small businesses? What are you, nuts? We need tax reform for small businesses. We need Trump and Cruz to get rid of the Frank Dodd bill. The terrible banking regulations that Frank Dodd bill came in with. They've killed small businesses because of these banking regulations. First time in our history, we have more small business closing than opening. We need Trump or Cruz to come in and get rid of the Fed so they no longer manipulate gold. You should be able to go out and feel good about buying gold. So if things go bad, you got gold. But gold is being forced down by the Fed. Now, if you look at GLD, it turned from green to red. $111. Today it's $100. It turned from green to red on October 28th, and it dropped nearly 10% from October 27th. All you see now, if you were with me, you go, that's great. That's great. And then when it goes from 102 up to 112 when it turns green, that's another, say, 10%. Now, all I'm asking you to do is to reach out to St. Jude. That's why we're here. If this works for you, reach out to St. Jude, okay, and help them. Here's the number, 877-600-GANG, 877-600-GANG. Talk to Stephen. Talk to Denise. They're there. They're waiting for it. All you do is sign up first for the $49.95. And then you can watch, see what's going on the first month, and then you lease the chart. It's a wonderful program. You know the biggest problem we got right now? This interest rate hike. It's not that the interest rate hike is going to kill anything, a quarter point. We know that. It's what's behind it. It's the lies that are behind it. What's behind it is what makes me nervous. They said they raised rates because the economy has improved. See, that's what you got to be scared about. And what's really scary is Hillary Clinton most likely will be the next president because they will not let Trump or Cruz be the nominee.
Who do you think poses the greatest danger to the safety of the United States? To your safety and that of your family? That person? Not a career criminal, not the head of a terrorist cell, not even your run-of-the-mill thug. That person? A woman who will do anything to get elected. Now, I wasn't even going to do an opening statement this evening because it's a holiday. For me, it's Christmas, and I'm generally in the Christmas spirit. But this week, when Hillary Clinton...
Hillary Clinton, she couldn't describe more of a wicked woman. Join my gang tonight. Call right now, 877-600-GANG. I reach out to you. You reach back to St. Jude. What a good dude.
You have been listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grande, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Middle class economics.